All right, guys, welcome back to the World Championship Series Europe Premier League as we now enter the final hurdle here in Group G.
The final hurdle of the evening, and boy, it came a little bit too fast today, I think. I was expecting this hurdle about midnight tonight, but it's only 9 o'clock, so surprised by that one. But before we do jump into this next game, I want to talk a little bit about the subscriptions for WCS, because you guys can be subscribers if you didn't know already. So what I'm going to use, first of all, is magic. Because right now there's a 3-minute delay on the stream.
Ooh,
but I'm going to figure out a way to tweet at the same time I'm actually saying this. I'm going to be really clever with my tweeting skills. But I'm going to tweet out a link which takes you to the subscription post, which basically you can read and just kind of see what it's all about. Some of the bonuses is you can see our faces in higher definition. Currently, you're maybe watching in 480p, and maybe you can't see my new haircut. But if you do want to see my new haircut, you can get a subscription, which is $5.99 for a season, and you can see my haircut actually properly in high definition on your big TV. And then, of course, there's a bunch of other things that you can get as well. The subscriber icons and all those funny faces things you get in the chat, and be able to talk in the subscriber chat on Twitch TV. So, like I said, I've just tweeted about it, I hope. So go check it out on Twitter with the hashtag WCS, and you can get the information from there.
Yeah, and I can vouch for Sean in saying that his hair in high definition looks pretty good. Wolf would be proud.
Your real-life definition compared to... Well, it's almost the same as their 1080p.
Yeah, I guess so.
Which you can get up to. So I'm a subscriber for WCS.
I think I am as well.
You best be.
I think I am.
You're a commentator for it. Yeah, I'd hope you were. So yeah, definitely go check that out in the tweet I just mentioned, and give it a retweet and let other people know. And because I would like you guys to have fun in the chat and of course support the World Championship Series because we rock.
We do.
Europe is the best.
Europe is the best.
It is the best region, and if you want to support this region, then you got to do that. And of course, other regions if you watch the other regions as well.
Yeah, and with that support now, we can all move on to this game. The countdown's already begun. We're loading into it, and it's our final series of the night as we have HasuObs going up against Liquid Snute in a rematch to see who advances on to the round of 16.
Yeah, boy.
All right. Spawning down at the bottom right-hand corner, Ultrazine Stronghold for our first map, as we have it, ours HasuObs. And down to the bottom left, as our red Zerg representing Team Liquid, it's Snute.
I am perfectly going to time this out, by the way.
Yeah?
Absolutely perfect. And the funny thing is people listen to what I said before, and I know that they're listening in the future now. Well, we're in the future now, they're in the past.
Keep going.
They're going to check Twitter as I talk about it, and it's going to be there. And it's going to be like, booyah! I did it right. I am a Time Lord. There's a 3-minute delay on the stream, which when you talk about it like that, it seems very easy. But remember, I'm also on the show right now. I'm concentrating on the show. But I'm also able to do multiple things at once.
You could audition for Doctor Who, and you would get it, especially with the new hair. I think that would work.
Yep, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
All right, well, whilst you are making sure that everything is good to go, Sean, we are now on to Ultrazine Stronghold, and noticeably HasuObs has opened up with his wall-off pylon here, once again.
It's his greedy build again. It's going to be the Nexus, and of course, after the Nexus is Gateway, most likely. Yeah,
but now will he go for aggression with this is the big question, because previously he didn't work too much. But Liquid Snute is once again opening up the same way he did as well. He's just going for spawning pool, not going greedy or super greedy himself.
Yeah, this is interesting the way to approach this from Snute.
Yeah.
Just spawning pool and hatch. Considering that the way that HasuObs has been playing this out.
But also, interestingly, this first Overlord is heading in the same direction. They're in the same spawning positions. So very, very well done here by Snute, who gets the upper hand, the upper leg. But hey, Probe is moving out to the left-hand side as well.
So if you think about the way that this played out earlier, in these positions earlier, that we saw that weird 8-gate come out from HasuObs, Snute will absolutely be like, all right, this could happen again, the same locations. Do you think he repeats the same strategy? Or does he maybe try, as we've expected to see so many times today, a faster third base on a map this size?
I'm trying to recall where he positioned his forge. Do you remember? Because if he allowed Snute to see it, he could open up the same again.
It was pretty much where the back pylon is. Like,
okay, so
to the
he
right
didn't
there.
see it.
No.
All right, okay then. Well, he could try and open up similarly again and make it look like some aggression, but then go for a third base. I would like to see that. But likewise, Snute, given that he sees the gateway timing, he technically could have moved this Overlord right to the back corner here and got it there, and then used that to actually scout out the back of this base. And I think he might actually do that, unless he just goes in and spots the gas and comes back. No, okay, it's just going to sit there like he did last time.
Just to confirm, we're super far in the future, but my timing was perfect.
Good job, Time Lord. Well done.
Oh, it's funny working with a delay.
It really is quite strange. You're right.
All right, what is HasuObs going to do in this game? The Stalker's exactly the same as before.
These Lings are exactly the same as
Lings,
before.
it's exactly
Absolutely.
identical.
Which is strange. What's he going to do?
Even the pylon!
Oh,
Deja vu!
This really is Time Lord-esque.
I know.
What's going on, Sean? Are we in that movie? What's it called? Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What's the other film where they're on the train and it keeps on blowing up all the time, and he was what's it?
I don't know, but it sounds cool. I don't think I've seen it, but it sounds cool. Maybe
the train wreck. It's like the train that goes. Basically, he tries to save someone on the train that it always dies again, and he keeps on repeating. I don't know. Whatever.
Tim, save us.
Never mind. Someone will tell me, I'm sure, from the past.
Oh yeah.
Someone in the past will tell us. All right, so the Forge is coming down again, which Zergling ran in, but didn't see it.
No.
So far, this could be similar.
Yeah.
But we're waiting to find out. And again, that Snute's like, I need to know what's going on.
Ooh, this pylon's different.
It's like the gateways are all at the back now instead.
Yeah.
This time around. Snute's still adding on a lot of drones, though. And I think he's not expecting it this time. He's not expecting the double up of the same strategy over and over, because he's droned a lot more intensively than he had previously, going up to like 44 drones or something.
I think
HasuObs is taking gases, and it looks like he's going to play the same as he did on Frost. Maybe.
Yeah.
He's 4 gases, 3 gateways now. With +1 starting, he could obviously start to look towards the Twilight Council. Start to get +2, take a third. Maybe. But we're still waiting for a massive decision from him. And I think it is going to be the same way he played Frost. So there's a Twilight Council. So
yeah. I mean, one thing's for sure. It looks very similar right now to Snute, at least. But once he gets in with an Overlord or two, then he'll be able to really feel this one out a bit more.
But the thing is, if we see if we see units made by Snute, this is going to hurt him. Remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Because this isn't an attack. He needs to be drawn. It's 18 links that isn't going to be useful here. HasuObs is going to obviously portray the aggressive image as much as possible. That's a late whoop in there. Very close.
Ooh! That's a few in, and that means now they're going to get confirmation of everything that's going on as long as they run around in good circles.
This is a lot of links. This is a lot of links that are being made here.
Is he actually just going to pressure this?
Yeah, so if HasuObs tries to take a third too soon, then he's going to lose it. The Mothership Core spots all these links being made, so it's not like he'll move down too fast, but
Links.
you can't let these units in!
Oh, he's going to try and go for the sentry.
You can't let these units in!
They actually could buy a lot of time here. Oh! Okay, no, that's not enough links to actually break in, so he barely.
Stressful. And a lot of drones behind this now, which is obviously ideal, but this isn't meant to happen here for HasuObs. This is obviously meant to be, all right, they can make a lot of lings. I'll move down with quite a few sentries. I'll get my +2 attack and blink on the way. But look at the minerals that HasuObs has, look.
Yeah, that's
his
a
build's
lot.
been screwed up. He's only on 3 gateways.
Uh-oh.
He has to take his third, but I assume that he's just going to add on a bunch of gateways because he can't spend his money right now. But this has turned pretty good for Snute.
Yeah, it really has. And he's taken his 4th base behind this, so he's going to be gearing up really nicely. There's 5 extra gateways being added on, barely, just because he just had the bank to do it.
Yeah. So a lot of gateways here. A lot of roaches been added on from this point. So
I mean, one good thing is that in terms of a defensive posture, he was always going to warp in the sentries anyway to try and claim this third. So I guess he kind of needed those, but still, he's going to try and transition on with Robo Facility.
It's a lot of units Snute is making here to be aggressive with. If HasuObs plays this out very well and defensive like we've seen him do before, then this actually can work very well in his favor. Despite him actually leading up to eventually do an attack, if he spots this early enough and isn't out in the middle of the map and it can sit back with force fields and the photon overcharge and the cannon and a lot of Blink Stalkers, I have a good feeling here for HasuObs. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I know there's going to be a lot of roaches. There's going to be like 30 roaches. I'm praying on good force fields. Maybe.
Maybe.
It's possible to hold this.
Yeah,
it needs perfect force fields per se, but he's wasting a lot right now. I guess he's getting rid of the lings, but there's a lot of roaches coming. And remember, he doesn't see this at all.
Oh, he really doesn't see this. His roaches just go straight on
okay,
in.
Maybe I'm too optimistic for Protoss here. He's run out of force fields. I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, that was a really good play by Snute if he actually wanted to force out all of those force fields with the lings anyway for this extra attack to now just follow up, get on top of the sentries, kill those off. Even the cannon's going to fall, and how do 6 Stalkers and a few Zealots compete with that many roaches?
You can't, not at this amount. And there's more and more streaming across here. I really felt if HasuObs hadn't been touched and maybe he had all the force fields, then maybe. But as you can see, there was no force fields. He's getting overrun. The supply difference is huge. And if he loses the third and then backs off, is he going to go for it?
Winner, chicken dinner. It will end up falling, regardless of how many roaches die off here. Bye-bye third base. HasuObs, thankfully, has 400 minerals instantly to throw that down if he wants, but it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, he'll just throw it down again. That's fine. Stalker's actually chasing off, killing off a couple of these roaches here. Remember, there's no upgrades on these roach and lings. Only just now evolution chambers being made, so +2 attack is pretty handy. A lot of sentries here being warped in to try to crowd control or crowdsource. What do they say in like World of Warcraft?
Crowd control, man.
Sorry.
CC.
Got my terminology wrong. It's trying to crowd control these roaches.
And very well done up to the top. Yeah. So, but at the same time, they're trying to push on and get on top of that Immortal. If they can, that'd be great for them.
It's pretty good.
If he could just deny the base again.
Yeah, he needs this Nexus up because then he can use the Fulton Overcharge. But if he gets denied again, oh, look at the swell of units.
There's just too much.
The swarm!
From either side, flooding on in. And that is going to be all she wrote.
Yeah. Even without any upgrades here, he's just being able to smash through.
That's a crazy amount of units he's just been able to reinforce with. And it's important to note the Liquid hero, Snute here has been totally on point with his lava injects, because otherwise he just wouldn't be able to do this. This is crazy amounts of aggression. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. This is starting to get a little bit unbearable. But if HasuObs can keep holding on, remember his upgrades are good.
Are we going back to the Fire Cake series?
Yes.
Is that really?
Yes. Because eventually, there's +2 attack, there's +3 on the way. It's a big switch over to what I imagine is going to be Zergling and Infester. Imagine Blink Stalkers and Immortals with a good fungal growth and Lings wrap around. That's obviously pretty good news, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good news.
It's pretty good news. That's what he's aiming for here. So he'd have to play a bit of Ring Around the Rosie for a little bit. Every time HasuObs would move out, then he moves in to kill the third base. But I think he can buy himself enough time here. And that would be where he was aiming to get towards, for sure. There's
only so many times you can rebuild this thing, though, and try and last off the expansions behind it. And he's going to kill it again. This is a horrible position for HasuObs, because he keeps having to run around these buildings all the time. Yeah. The force fields are working against him.
Yeah. What a play from Snute. He's having a great day today so far. He's obviously lost against MVP, but he lost against MVP. And so far, Snute's doing pretty well here. HasuObs is building up a massive sentry count, though, which is very, very scary. But if he's able to get over to Infestors, you'd think that he'd be in pretty good shape.
Oh, yeah. Just pop those.
Mix around for the Lings on the left-hand side.
Very nice execution of that. Good force fields in the end. We'll seal a lot of that out.
And good Blinks as well.
There's just too much. There's just too much. The roaches just don't die.
Never ending. There's just consistent lava injects time after time after time. But +3 attack is done now for these Stalkers. They're dealing out a lot of damage now. And I think that may have been the final attack, as Infestors are on the way now.
And 1-1's just about to finish as well. So that does provide the Lings with a little bit more oomph once they go for the attack.
And HasuObs has held on for now. He's been doing a good job holding on to things today. Let's just put it that way.
Is this the time where this third base finishes? I think it might be.
Yeah. This is over now with the waves of aggression, because he has to build Infestors. He can't. If he goes in again, loses the units, he'll only have Infestors, and then he'll probably die.
Looks to try to do some damage whilst that Blink is on cooldown, and does a little bit, and then doesn't do anything else. That's so many sentries.
Yeah, and it's all going to get blown up. In Snute's world, it's all going to get blown up by fungals.
Yeah.
But HasuObs has been able to stabilize from this point.
I mean, the only way you can deal with Infestors here is blinking on top of them. Yeah. And then doing that against all of those Lings and Roaches, good luck.
Look at HasuObs' vision. Remember, he's seen nothing throughout this game since the very beginning, and has got no idea about anything.
Yeah.
So one would think from not knowing anything, the only thing you can do is attack. You can't just sit back and what are you going to build? What are you going to prepare for? Nothing. You just keep on building the same stuff and go. But if he does that, Snute's ready and waiting with Infestors.
And those Infestors need to get over across here very quickly. There's one of them.
I don't know if attacking into this is the best idea for Snute.
Well, if he doesn't, I mean, his drone count's not very high.
The force fields are very high, Claris.
Yeah, there's a lot.
He should be, as mentioning, anticipating an attack from HasuObs, because that's the only thing he can do. So if he does that, waits on creep, then fungals him with a good surround, and gets a full wraparound when his 2-2 upgrades are done, I think that's the best. But he may be trying to bait out a couple of force fields with his lings and roaches, which are dancing on the edge always.
Ooh, he's actually going to go really, really well-placed force fields, but he just let it through. Throws down another one as well. Fungals, though, on the sentries.
Can they get away? Can they get away? Can they get away?
He's going to pop them.
Oh, they get away.
A few died, though. How many died? Okay, so...
Still 9.
Like 2 or 3.
Still 9. This is very scary for HasuObs. He's now got a bit of a clue onto what his opponent is doing. It's like Ling Infesta now. But he still really has to move out. He's got no Colossus.
He's almost maxed out, actually. Whoa, another fungal.
Okay.
Needs to land another one on the
They're
sentries.
They're going to die this time.
And goodbye.
There we go.
There's
That's
a few
a
of them
lot
dead. But this army for HasuObs is still pretty strong. He's going to try and push forwards once again. All the Lings do end up connecting with it. +2 is just about to finish for them. 10 seconds away. Another fungal lands on a lot of those Stalkers, but they hold on against this.
If only 2-2 was done and if only he was back defending, that was a bit of a tense situation. The fungals, I suppose you can warrant, but that second fight, not so much.
Oh, nice fungal there. Will damage quite a bit of those. But again, he needs lots of Lings. Lots of Lings. Adrenal Glands now starts, but as you said, if 2-2 had finished just before that fight.
SpaghettiOs. This is becoming a bit difficult. Oh, great blink. Great catch there. Is Snute going to be able to have enough to surround this properly?
More Zerglings flood on in from every single angle. A lot of them connecting with the Zealots up to the top. That's not the best position for them because it's three weapons against 2 armor. And the Zerglings should be able to push this back. At least he gets the majority of the Immortals as well. There's only Stalkers left. Snute, lowering him onto creep, will able to kill him off.
That was close. Maybe Snute's like, no, man, that's fine. I'm completely confident with that. But me, I'm a stressful guy. That would have made me stressed as Snute right there. But he's able to survive by 50 supply, and he's got enough now. He's got more than enough units. 4 Infestors, a lot of Roach and Lings. And remember that HasuObs was building that army up for the entire game, pretty much. Yeah. It was force field, wait, rebuild. And it's not as easy as it is for Snute to rebuild that. But what we're going to see from HasuObs, which is a bit of a weird, wild choice, is the Templar Archives. With so little gas here, is he just trying to add in Archons and then go for another attack here? Is he trying to go to Storm? I guess that he's expecting Ultralisk, who's maybe going to try and rebuild the Immortals and go Archons, but
still just going to be Ling Infesta.
It's still Ling Infesta for the time being.
I wonder if he just goes to higher Templars for feedbacks to try, but at the same time, the Lings with +2 weapons and Adrenal Glands, with a trade-off that he went and killed off all of those sentries, this is going to be actually brutal for HasuObs to deal with.
Yeah, he has to play from here. There's no more attacking from HasuObs. It's only defense. Defense, Archons, Immortals, defense, get a 4th base. That's the only thing he can do now because he was never, ever going to have a real army to fight until he's at 200 supply now. Not against Lings, not against Infestors, and especially if we see the Ultras Cavern come down soon.
Watch how fast that actually falls. Just to a few Lings alone. There is no way in hell that is going to get up anytime soon. And now HasuObs has to sit on 3 bases for a long, long time and contemplate this position. Storm is great against this heavy Ling composition, of course, but can he even get there? Don't think so.
This is a big wraparound again.
Yeah, and there's not that many sentries, not enough really to be able to seal everything off. He seals off the left-hand side, but because so comes the flank from the north as he powers on forwards, catches a lot of those High Templars with fungal as well. The force fields dissipate on this left-hand side, and he is going to pull back for now because he lost a lot of Lings. He needs to wait for the reinforcements, and here they come.
Yeah, look at HasuObs' supply dropping. These Lings with fantastic upgrades. The Adrenal Glands is finished. Infestors just hitting their fungal where need be, and time after time after time. And even though this has been a 25-minute game, it's just been onslaught after onslaught from Snute. Just waves and waves and waves of Ling and Roaches. And HasuObs has lost the 4th base, which is the most important part of all of this. He needs to mine from that 4th base. And he's not, which means he's very limited with his income, very limited with his economy, which means how is he really going to be able to deal with 3/3 Lings and Infestors? He's only on gateway units with a couple of immortals.
Yeah, this is very, very difficult. He's looking to try and do something with Stalkers in the middle of the map, but he has to be so careful about where he positions himself. Those Stalkers, if for some reason, he triggers it. Ooh, has to blink back straight away. HasuObs knows that revealing his vision to his opponent, very, very scary. At least he's got Archons against Lings, this heavy Ling style.
Yeah, that's good always, but he needs more than just one.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't really have money for it, which is the biggest problem with all of this. He's just so starved.
These High Templars banking up the banking up the energy might be able to help out against this, but still.
Yeah. And Snute is he's just always a move ahead. This army can never beat Swarm Host, right? Which is why he's adding on the Enduring Locust and just preparing himself for using Swarm Host after.
Yeah.
He needs Colossus, he needs air, there's no money. He doesn't have any of those options to deal with it, so a slow, progressive game from Snute, but a progressive one at least.
Blinks forwards into that and ends up getting caught by all the Fungals. The Storms will be able to kill off quite a lot of these Links as well as denying them from moving forwards, but Infested Terrans to the rescue, Batman, as HasuObs is going to end up getting a lot of damage done to this very, very small poultry force he has left over.
Yeah, this is Annihilation Claris, and it just seems every single fight Snute wins, rebuilds up, and HasuObs rebuilds a little bit, and then comes in again. And look at it, there's 3 Immortals left and 2 Stalkers. How can you defeat the Zerg? I've played a bit of the campaign. I've watched the trailers. Never, ever in any of the trailers or in the campaign have I ever had a single Immortal and Stalker. And just a single Immortal and Stalker.
And there you go. GG. That's what happens when you have a single Immortal and Stalker.
You cannot defeat the Zerg.
No, you cannot. They swarm over you like little Lings. They get you. Well done.
So now HasuObs has an uphill battle if he wants to be able to move on to the round of 16 and be another German representative alongside TLO here live from the Cologne studios at ESL. Or it will be the Norwegian player who would be able to make it into the round of 16.
Yeah, and right now it's looking difficult for HasuObs. He's currently 3-0 down against his Norwegian Zerg opponent. And I can't really bet against Snute right now, looking at these past 3 games, unless HasuObs brings something. I think this is HasuObs' definitive last chance. This is last chance saloon on Frost. We see a big macro game from him. He has to try and do something. What do you think?
Depends on the maps. It's Frost next, which is not bad. I've just asked what's the last map, and I'll tell you in a second because they will tell me. They cannot defy me here.
They cannot defy the English broadcast.
Heavy Rain, if need be. Okay.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking this is a good map for HasuObs to turn it around on, and then Heavy Rain.
Slightly tougher. Jiggledy-piggledy. All right, okay. We're going to play the Riddler.
Our ties are similar today, I just noticed.
Yeah, we did all right. We didn't even know. I think. Unless... Wait, no. Actually.
Didn't know what tie you were going to wear.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like going out and buying all the new stuff every start of the week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is recycled attire.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I've used this many times before, actually. I know I've only used it once or twice this shirt. The tie, I'm not sure. I think I may have had this at BlizzCon. I can't remember
it.
I can't remember. I think so. It might have come with one of the suits I was wearing then.
Maybe.
All right, so even though the map, because you talk about the maps, you know, Frost and then Heavy Rain, and I'm like, well, I suppose the maps can work in favor of a Protoss comeback. But overall, I just feel Snute's been the better player today, so I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. HasuObs is a little bit rocky, despite really good holds on against Firecake and really, you know, giving it some good welly.
But every single game from HasuObs against Zerg today, he has not tried to play just a regular game. It's always been some form of attack that's come out of something, right?
There looks like some discomfort in the matchup.
I don't know.
Because previously, we did see him go on to big macro games.
Well, maybe he's not comfortable playing a longer game against the type of Zerg that is in his group today, Snute and Firecake, which are Swarm Host late game Spore Crawler players. Maybe he just hasn't got a win there against them, and maybe he just wants to end it fast.
Well, we can speculate. Whatever the reason, now we move on to game number 2 in this final series of the night to determine who moves on to the round of 16, as we have, spawning up to the top right-hand corner, our blue Protoss. Representing Mouse Sports, it is HasuObs. And down to the bottom right, currently 1 game up, 1 game away from advancing on, he is Liquid Snute.
Snute. And once again, do remember, if you do want to support the WCS, you can always subscribe, as mentioned before. I'm not going to do any magical trickery now, but do on the Twitch channel and, of course, on the link I tweeted before. If you want to support us, cool. Thank you. We're here to be cool, and you can be cool too. That's the sickest, like, fish rod hook I've ever thrown.
Yeah.
That was sick.
That was pretty good.
I'm going to reel in everybody now with that line.
We should just be like, best region.
And everyone's like, so wait a minute. Let me just go over what you just said again, Paul. I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, did you just say subscribe to WCS because you're cool and we can as well?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Apollo. Sean Apollo Clark.
There you go.
We're cool. You're cool too.
All right. Spawning pool first.
You're sat like a car salesman.
Hey, don't judge Ty.
No. It's not the
We're
tie.
very similar ties, remember?
I could be a car salesman too. Wait, okay, so last time we were a school teacher and a bus driver, right? If you're a car salesman now, does that make me a car salesman as well this time? Or am I something different?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know, actually. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm a caster today.
I'm a head teacher.
You're a head teacher and I'm a caster.
There you go.
You're a professor.
Professor?
Yeah, you have a professor vibe.
A professor's vibe. Okay. I'll go with that. I'll accept that. That's
Cool.
fine.
Spawning pool first in the hatch from Snute. Just a very generic opening from him every single time. Very safe. Very complete and overall. Whereas HasuObs has gone for Nexus first, then Gateway, right at the back, and then double gas. So he's opened up again, like every other time today, with a very good opening here. And this is a dream opening that a Protoss player would like to use every single game, but of course, every single game, eventually they'd be punished. But not today. Not today, as he gets away with it once again.
These two lings just looking around, making sure nothing crazy is going on. But he does spot the Nexus first, so from that point on, he can react accordingly, which will be these just two lings going out there and poking around and seeing what they can see. As we have the Cybernetics core now on the way for HasuObs in the wall. This is looking relatively similar to what he did before. And
Yeah.
I can't remember.
On this map before, he did the fast third base with the Twilight Council.
Oh, yeah.
And then +2 and blink, and then did the overall +2 blink attack against Firecake. It worked out not so good, but then of course he salvaged the situation as he channeled his inner defense and was able to find a victory later on. Does he even put himself in that position in the first place? He's trying to kill these lings, but the lings can actually just run around the Zealot and escape.
Yeah, that was that was a little bit strange. Trying to catch those as quickly as he can do. Chrono boosting, and he really wants those two lings, man. He's hunting them down, but even then, the Zealot just leaves. All right, so he kills the probe.
Wow, always good to get something with that.
That Zealot.
That's nice.
He left them to fend for themselves. Poor
I'm not going to chase you around all day, he says.
He's just,
Sentry again. So HasuObs seems to be a staple build here. Up to 3 gateways, then the Forge. Okay.
Interesting little probe who manages to sneak on down here after, well, going to both of the locations and realizing nothing there. Now he sees Creepy, might use this for aggression. Proby, where are you going? He didn't care about anything else, just confirming a third.
He's going to be up to 3 gateways right now. So if he throws down a pylon and then starts to warp in Zealot slowly, because you'd have to go with 6, not 3. Because 3 is too easy to deal with and also gives the Zerg player heads up. Unfortunately for Snute, does not have an overload down there, which is a little bit of a scary thing for him.
Yeah.
We'll see if he even throws a pylon down there.
Snute has to be thinking, though, where's the scouting probe? Where is it?
I mean, or is he saying he didn't scout with a probe and he's actually...
Didn't scout? You think? Like...
HasuObs has been playing a little bit strange today.
Yeah,
compared to his normal game. Could be just going, you know, for Phoenixes. He used the Mothership core to scout if there was a third there, so... Overlord is moving down there now, though. We'll see if he spots the probe. +1 was being chrono boosted into on the Forge, by the way. Twilight Council has been thrown down, or has been thrown down, so it looks like we are going to see the same opening again here. So +2 focus into a third. Is it an attack again? Is he going to go for his third base? And this is what he attempted on the last map, remember? He attempted it, it just didn't really work out as well as planned.
And now this probe has been spotted down to the bottom left, whilst also the Overlord seeing it has been revealed as well. So HasuObs knows he's been spotted down there, which is very important. But the Lynx will just shoo him away and bye-bye for now.
19 more Lynx. Low drone count. 30 more Lynx.
Whoa.
Low drone count.
He knows he's going to try and take a third.
He's going to go for that third too.
Yeah.
He's going to jump on the opportunity of bringing that third down. And he may get it. +1 was being chrono boosted out. Still 30 seconds away, though. Hallucinated Phoenix sees his units coming. And he's got to warp in from the high ground pylon. And probably Zealots. Because he's got quite a few sentries. Just needs a force field well there. Wall is blocked off.
Yes, it is. There's a pylon that's lovely and juicy and ripe for the picking, as that will die.
At least +1's done. There's quite a few Lynx, though. If he holds off against this, it's great, obviously, because there's a lot of Lynx he built.
Behind this, he's going for drones. Whoa, goes for the wraparound. And a lot of those sentries were very, very vulnerable.
Good for even a cheeky one. That was great force fields and then a cheeky one at the end there. Really good.
We're catching in a few of those.
Really good defense from HasuObs. And good, finally, we've seen a solid part of game coming out from HasuObs here at the start of this one. And this only makes me excited that we could see a good game from him from the rest of this. Is +2 on the way and Blink. He's established a decent setup as he goes to his third. But we are going to see, again, most likely here, Infestors, maybe, to stop the Blink usage, which has been HasuObs' common strategy throughout all of the games today, despite not seeing it.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to get an Overseer, morph that in, and go straight on in to have a look around. So he will get confirmation of that as the melee starts again here for Snute. So, and he's not doing too bad with his creep spread.
Not a lot of gas, though, from Snute, who's only just now taken his extractors on the third, so he will climb up, though. He'll be having roughly 600 gas a minute, which is pretty good.
I didn't really get too much information at all with that Overseer. Did see there was a Robo going down, so you can probably infer after seeing no Phoenix that it's a Twilight opening. Because why, you know, like, there's only so many options.
Yeah, and we actually see Enduring Locusts coming out. So it's not going to be Infestors. It's going to be Enduring Locusts. And that would lead us to believe it's going to be actual Locusts themselves, not just the upgrade.
Yeah. And the Lynx are still being annoying in between these two bases, being rather pesky, getting a pile on themselves. And then from there go the Swarm Hosts. So
and here comes this attack again, just like we've seen throughout. The gateways aren't that high, though. He's only at 7 right now. Okay, that's not too bad. About to be 8. Swarm Hosts are coming in. No observer with this army, of course, because the Robo is only just kind of finished up.
We started this day with Swarm Hosts. We shall end it with Swarm Hosts, Apollo.
And we shall end it with a long game like we started.
Yeah. My favorite, one of my favorite albums of all time, Onto the Locust, is now about to come as we now have Mr.
There's enough Swarm Hosts to stop this attack, Claris.
Yes, there is.
Robotic Space been thrown down pretty fast, so it wasn't obviously an overcommitment to these units. It kind of shows how HasuObs has liked to play throughout today, but also with a tech switch behind it. +3 attack on the way. And I think we're going to see one of a classic game from Snute here, potentially.
Yeah. I've just confirmed.
Yep.
I've just confirmed in my own mind that Swarm Hosts are metalheads. This is brilliant. And he's going to chase him away. He's like, no, run.
Yeah, and this is going to be a Swarm Host game. So, second robotics facility has been thrown down to really increase. There's a harassment pylon on the left-hand side in case Snute tries to expand to the bottom left there. But I would imagine it would be more to the center of the map. Easier to defend for the Swarm Hosts. And there it is placed down. And I guess 2-2 should be on its way for Snute now. He's got enough Swarm Hosts out, right? How many Swarm Hosts? He's to like 20 already.
Yeah,
so this is enough. You can get 2-2 now for your Zerglings. And once you've got this amount of Swarm Hosts out, you don't really need to spend that much more on Swarm Hosts. This is really cool, by the way, this hidden base.
Yeah.
Immobility as a Swarm Host player. This is nice to throw that up there. War Prism starting as well. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to see 2-2 start now for Snute. And also start to look towards the Hive and also Aspire. Go up towards the combination. Maybe you can start to hit with Swarm Hosts and Broodlords, maybe. But definitely at least 2-2 starting.
I'm wondering where that pylon, that probe was heading, actually, because he might already be rallying over into that direction. So if Snute was paying full attention, he may know that there was a base up there, or about to be a base up there, but I don't think he was. So for now, this is going to go undeterred, uncontested, as HasuObs will eventually throw that down. A double Colossus production on the way. I really like it.
Yup. Pressure on the right-hand side here. It's all about split pushing. Go one way with your units, then go another way with another set. And we have the Zealots down to the bottom left. So he's going to push and pressure this third or fourth. while getting Zealots to go to the third, which is nice. Doesn't want to lose too many units in this, though.
And it loses, almost loses a Stalker, but blinks that back very, very quickly. Loses 1 or 2 Zealots during all of that and has to now get away. But those Zealots have revealed themselves down to the bottom, and Zerglings are going to try and deal with it. And, well, they don't have +2 carapace yet, so the Zealots get an alright trade.
Alright trade, but not going to
No, not do too much.
do too much there. Where's the Warp Prism? It was built, wasn't it?
Yes, and
it's in the main base.
Ooh, it
well,
almost
actually escaped
died.
past, yeah. This is a nice warp in here.
Very nice. That Queen, though, could bring that Depth Warp Prism down with 1 shot. Bye-bye.
Oh, that sucks if those Zealots got in there.
Yeah, meanwhile, we have these army being pushed away in the middle. And these Zealots are actually doing all right for a second until they die off to Zerglings. Dark Shrine, expansion.
Expansion on the harassment. That's what the Dark Shrine's for. And the expansion in itself, I suppose that's what you were saying. Let's have a look. 2-2 on the way. Is there Spire down yet?
No.
Okay. I guess he's going to wait a while for that.
Yes.
I guess he's under a bit of pressure right now, but I think that's going to be the next ingredient to this this recipe.
This looks like a different HasuObs. He's just playing this out. He's pressuring on either side, and he pushes through the middle, realizes he can't get too much done here, and has to blink away.
He's lost his harassment, though. And Zerg players are evolving instead of throwing spores and spines everywhere. Look at the natural. It's just a line of spores, and there is no way on the natural that you're breaking that. There's no way you're going to get a Warp Prism past that.
No.
Oh, nice blink forward, but...
Everything borrowed.
There's the Swarmosts.
Run away.
Oh,
Force
these
fields.
Lings at the top.
Oh, they find a base.
Nice.
Zealots warp in, but not quickly enough.
That's really good there for Snute. Really, really good. But if that top left base isn't found, that's pretty good too for HasuObs, I guess.
Yeah.
He needs to actually get money from that. He hasn't used it for anything yet.
And Snoot's going to just send these Lings straight into the third base, which actually isn't mining any gas, and he didn't... Oh my, he's not mined any gas from his third at all.
Well, that's just a mistake.
That's not good.
No, that's actually a big mistake. Maybe he'll sort it out now. This is maybe a helping hand from...
yeah,
oh my god, the probes. Look at the whole position. The probes.
That's so good. He didn't lose many at all.
He lost a few at the start, but then he stacked up nicely. I thought he was going to lose more than that.
Into gas.
Yeah, it's funny he didn't mind gas there. That's actually kind of big.
That's been a long time as well that we haven't noticed that.
It was a fast third base, remember?
Yeah.
He didn't even mind gas from it.
Oh, now he's in it, and Fleet Beacon is going to go down behind that.
That's a big mistake. Good scout. I didn't spot that.
Oh well. For now, he's got that base up to the top left that he transferred a few probes to and got away with it. So there's even 2 cannons and a sentry there just to spot anything that would come along.
But with no pylon on the left-hand side and no Warp Prism yet, or at least in the game now, it's very difficult for HasuObs to break Snute's economy or at least harass him. And then you've got this onslaught of Locusts and Zerglings to the top as well.
Yes, it's a good move.
Oh, and now Vipers as well. The Vipers are going to just say, all right, you can't push down that side anymore. You try that and your Colossus is mine.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying to HasuObs there.
And he's also warping in a few Zealots, not really getting anything done. That wall is going to fall so quickly here, as a lot of probes are going to end up dying as well. HasuObs has to recall on back to try and deal with that. Things are really not going his way. Despite making a good meal of the earlier harassment stages, it's Snoot's stabilizing.
Now, Snoot's doing really well. He's pushing forward now with Spore Crawlers, and of course we'll use Vipers to bring in any units, any air units into those immediately. And this is getting very difficult here from HasuObs. Snoot's on 4 bases.
I would argue that he would like more right now, though.
Snute?
Yeah, more bases.
Yeah, more bases is nice, but it's also going to be almost more... It's going to be almost
difficult
impossible to hold them against the Warp Prism in the bottom left, for example.
Yeah, you're right. So he has to really play it out slowly himself. The Lings actually do get on into the natural, though. That's a lot of Zerglings that should be able to hold that at bay.
I really like the addition that I haven't really seen from any Swarmos player as of recent, is that all these Zerglings he's building. Because as a Zerg player who's playing the Swarmhouse style, your minerals is almost double your gas always. So he's actually getting rid of that and equalizing up, if not throwing the minerals down a lot, to harass while playing this and putting Zerglings everywhere. And with the great upgrades that they have, this is becoming a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah, it is. It really is, especially if 3-3 finishes up, which it definitely will do unless for some reason the Evolution Chambers got sniped out. But those Zerglings now just mosey on back, and he knows his opponent's army positioning. He's been tracking it all the while down to this bottom left-hand corner with the Locusts.
All right, Claris.
Yes.
Are there Vipers?
There were.
But
There's
not much
2.
anti-air. Only Queens. If he gets rid of the Mothership Core here and is able to get his Swarmos in good position, goodbye this army.
But it doesn't even have energy to recall.
Yeah, this
it's
is
still
just
got
very
away.
scary anyway.
Yeah.
You can't break that position.
Gotta go
He's
home.
got the warp prism inside the main base, which is the best part of this. Split push again, you know, one way then the other. And this is a nice nice warping.
Morphs in a few overseers, assuming that there might be Dark Templars in this warp, but there is not. It's only just Zealots for now.
Who was it that played against CJ? Was it... it was Effort that lost on Habitation Station against a Protoss. God, my memory sucks with Protoss. I don't know,
Sorry,
with Pro
man.
League games. So basically, the composition which is giving Zergs in Korea the most difficulty right now is high amounts of Tempests.
Oh, it's stats, man. Stats makes
okay, yeah.
only Tempest.
So this is obviously where you'd like to be as HasuObs, but the European is much different to the Korean one.
Yeah.
For example, Spore Crawlers everywhere, Vipers, Overseers, much more different to stop the mothership, and of course the Vipers can bring in the air units, the Tempest to the Spore Crawlers if they get aggressive.
And we're seeing another cool style come out of Snute, which is this heavy link pressure that you mentioned before. So this is really keeping HasuObs kind of down, trying to get these bases. Still, he doesn't know about this one up to the top left. That's really paid for itself so far, doing well.
Yeah, and at any point, if we're to see a lot of air come in, this is very easy for Snute to move over towards adding the Spire and stuff. What I think would have been better for Snute's game here is if he had added the Spire earlier and started upgrades earlier. Because remember when the Corruptors do come in, or whatever air units he uses, they're only at 0-0. Which is pretty weak.
And he continues to try and hold on against this, but Snute is completely relentless.
Yeah. And with the creep spread he has, he's going to move his Swarm host closer because they can escape easier. And he's just going to put the pressure on. With Slings that keep going to the top left and the pressure on here, HasuObs is starving of income.
Yeah,
How can you defend one place and then also defend against mass Slings on the other? It's very difficult, and this is the new little addition we're seeing from Snute here, which is working out very well for him.
You know what's fantastic as well from Snute is this small pack of swarm hosts that he constantly has rallying to that location. Yeah. It's not difficult for him to do as long as he's keeping an eye on his opponent's army movement, and the rest are just back at home defending. And it's causing so many headaches here for HasuObs, who he's had this base revealed to him. So now it's going to be hard for him to have any income whatsoever once that dies off.
Imagine if we saw a Mutalisk switch in this game. I know the upgrades aren't there, but I'm always a big fan of that.
I mean,
I know it's probably not really the case, but
like even without the upgrades being there, it's still kind of difficult to deal with for Hasu.
Yeah.
Because
look at HasuObs' minerals.
Yeah, and once that base up to the top left gets shut down, because it will eventually by the looks of things, unless he keeps warping in sentries there, which is depleting all the gas.
Vipers are just bringing every Colossus to the yard, and they die fast. And HasuObs can't attack the right side. He can't really defend up here because all his gas is up there. And he's going to... What is he going to do? Force field forever and ever, ever? He's just going to build up like 7 sentries where he never, ever has to stop building force fields.
Yeah. This is getting a little bit out of hand now. HasuObs is staring down the barrel of defeat.
Yeah. I mean, 10 Corruptors are coming in now, and Snute is finished toying. He's finished messing around now. 10 Corruptors being brought in, I wouldn't be surprised if he just got overly aggressive and started moving forward.
Especially with this army so far out. He's just going to recall, obviously. But still, has to be careful. More Lings are looking to go for a wraps around, not only up to the third base, but also looking to pressure this base up to the top left, which has a lot of defense committed to it now.
And all on 4 bases, remember, this has been throughout all of this game. And not even with using gas on the 4th base of Snute. Very cost efficient. Very, very cost efficient.
Yeah, he's up by like 6,000 or so.
Look at this creep spread. It's so scary that the Swarmos are getting so close now. They're going to start hammering away onto this Nexus, and that will force a fight from HasuObs. And guess what, guys? He's not ready to fight.
No.
Nowhere close.
Nowhere near at all. He's got 8 Tempests available to him to try and go forwards with all of this. And unfortunately for him, this ground army isn't going to cut it. The Lings find the base over to the left-hand side. They deny that. DTs will defend for now, but this third base is going to fall. And then once that top left has run out, that's all the mining we're going to see from HasuObs.
Yep, and this has been a good game from Snute. A very, very good game here. Very precise, and we can see that his training and work with the Swarmhost play over the last few weeks and months has really started to show off. He's very solid here. And has looked unbreakable to a certain degree.
Yeah, it's hard to do anything against this.
At any point throughout this game, did you think that HasuObs was winning? Not really. This has just been a one-way street here for Snute, who's even sieging onto the natural now. And HasuObs, what is he going to do? Sacrifice his natural and main and start rebuilding on the left-hand side? If he does that, then Snute clears the right up and then goes over to the left in a couple of seconds. There's not enough time for HasuObs to rebuild. He has no money.
killing off all of this infrastructure.
Right, he's going to fight. He's going to fight.
Here we go. Swim.
Get over here.
That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Oh, losing those is a big blow. They're so expensive with no money more to reinforce. Another pull goes forwards, and it's just Corruptors versus the world right now. As HasuObs just has to run away. Can't fight. Cannot fight.
Well, he can't not fight.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not, he has to fight. And like you said, he can't fight. Yeah, exactly. Good game. Snute 2-0.
Impenetrable.
Is the second place finish of today's group.
Congratulations to him for advancing on to the round of 16. A Terran and a Zerg from today will make their way through. And that means we are almost done with our round of 32 groups.
That's right. We just have 1 day remaining on Thursday. I'm excited for that day, of course, but also excited to hear what Snute has to say in his winner's interview today.
Yeah, we are going to go to a short intermission, guys, and then when we're back, we're going to have a little bit of a chat with the winner advancing on to the round of 16, Mr. Liquid Snute. All right, guys, welcome back to the World Championship Series Europe Premier League, as we now have on the line with us our second place finisher in today's group. It is Liquid Snute. How are you doing, man?
Well, I'm obviously really happy about winning, but I'm really tired. It's not too long ago that I went to Norwegian tournaments for like 10 days straight. So
wow.
Yeah, I'm really out of shape physically. So it will be good to, you know, now that I'm done with WCS, I can finally stop playing the game for a while and go to the gym or something. That's gonna be nice.
Well, of course, congratulations on moving through, and of course, welcome to the Europe region, your debut here,
Yes.
and straight into the round of 16. Must be a great feeling, as you mentioned, and good luck with going to the gym and stuff. So, first of all, let's just start off with there. Why are you so physically drained? Was the LAN really just tiring, or?
Yeah, you know, just traveling for 10 days and playing at LAN tournaments all the time, practicing, eating junk food.
Yeah,
So
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets really tiring after a while, so it's really nice to be back home and just resting up a bit before the Seed Story Cup in a few days.
I think we can all testify to it's hard to eat properly when you go to LANs and stuff.
I mean, you've been to DreamHack summer and winter, right? So you can,
Yeah,
wow,
for
trying to eat properly there, good luck.
It's tough. It's tough.
All right, so coming on to today's game, Snute. The first series against HasuObs, and actually just the series in general, we were personally expecting HasuObs to be a little bit more defensively, a little bit more macro-focused. Were you surprised by the playstyle that you saw out of HasuObs, and did you expect that from him?
I didn't expect it, but I don't know. I didn't really approach the matches with a specific mindset, so I just tried to scout with my circlings as much as possible, which is why I always open up really safe and 15 pool just to get the proper information. And I was so lucky with every single Overlord scout as well, so that really helped. But I didn't really expect him to be that aggressive.
Were you, it seemed to me, casting your game on Frost, that you were almost anticipating something from him. Your drone count was low, you started unit production quite early on, and you didn't really get any key information on that game. And to be honest, against any Protoss player, you didn't really get that much information. What kind of triggered you to prepare yourself on Frost, let's say, in the first game? Against the Immortal push, it was.
Yeah. I tried to poke the front with circlings to see if to see what's up front, if there's sentries, stalkers. So, you know, I try to pay attention to what's there and what's actually not there as well.
What did you see or not see?
I'm sorry, man. I don't remember the second game that well. But it probably had to do with my link scouting. So I just try to react, like, especially I think in HasuObs' case, it was very easy to see if he was going all in because he didn't fake probing on the Nexus. So I was able to send in Overlords eventually, and there was no probing. There was plenty of chrono boost, so it was really easy to see that he was going to attack soon. And then I just prepared accordingly. Yeah,
Right.
that's it, I guess.
Fair play, fair play. Moving on to the series against MVP in those games. Obviously, you'd seen the series before against. Well,
I guess we're assuming.
Yeah. Did you? Firstly, did you watch the series against Firecake?
Yeah, I did watch it, and
Okay.
I saw that MVP probably wanted to go mech, and I probably should have tried to soft counter that. But I don't know, the early game was a bit stressful for me, and I wasn't able to keep up. Like, I lost my focus, so I'll have to work on that in the future. He just completely owned me. But, you know, he's a really good player as well, so...
I mean, were you expecting that kind of level from him playing from Korea? I mean, it's still MVP, right?
Yeah, but that being said, I think he made quite a few mistakes as well. I noticed that his control was a little bit off, as it always is with lag and stuff. But I don't think I was in the best condition today, so yeah, better luck next time, I guess. Would be fun to get him in the in Europe in the round of 16.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so coming into the rematch against HasuObs then, if we go series by series before we ask anything else, were you feeling confident going into playing him again after already beating him 2-0 in the previous set?
I wasn't really that confident today because I was playing practice games and it went really badly. I lost to a lot of Protosses on ladder. And my win rate in PvC has actually gone down the last few days, so I was a little bit concerned, but I also know that a lot of Protoss players have a lot of trouble with Swarm Host. So I didn't expect HasuObs to go for the all-ins, but once again I just scouted and responded to what was going on in the game, and I kind of wanted to finish it as early as possible as well, like in the first game on Altar's team. In the final set, I just, you could see in my play, I just wanted to get it over with, kind of.
Yes, I can say that.
Yeah, that game was a lot of fun.
Rally after rally after rally, that one.
Yeah. Eventually broke him, but it took a while, I guess. All right, so aside from the games today, we have now quite a few people who have already advanced on to the round of 16. We've asked quite a few people this in general. But if you go into the round of 16, is there anybody in particular that you'd want to avoid? Obviously, Jaxu's been a big name in there. Anybody else, or is Jaxu still up there as well?
Jack G usually wins against me on ladder, so it would be tough to meet him. But I think I would probably like to face Protoss players.
Okay.
Like getting in the group with, I shouldn't mention any names, but European Protoss players usually is quite fine. And let's see, any Terrans? I would like to play against Bunny. Like, if there has to be a team kill, then I want it to be Bunny so I can defeat him.
Team spirit.
European Protoss players, if you want to play it like that, would be basically a translate is either Baby Knight, Bling, or Grubby.
Please not Baby
if you want
Knight.
to go like that.
Please not Baby Knight. Please not Baby.
Or potentially 2 more tomorrow.
I think there are quite a few good players. I would like to avoid Daishi because he has really good TVC. I'm still not able to deal with it quite yet. And perhaps San would be a bit troublesome, but it would be interesting to play him as well. Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit outside the box now. Let's talk outside of WCS. Towards the second half of 2013, you did struggle a little bit when it came to results, and it seemed like the performance and the pressure was kind of mounting up on you. And then you decided to write that blog, that one blog on Team Liquid, which was talking a little bit about the pressure of being a pro gamer and dealing with the bad results and going through a rough time. Now in 2014, how are you feeling? I mean, are you feeling a lot more confident in yourself? You'd advanced from today's group. You're starting to get results back on the table. How is Snute's world?
Last year, I went through quite a lot of changes in my personal life, and I was traveling a lot, so it became a bit exhausting after a while. But now that I've moved back to Norway, things are calming down a bit, and I find more time to just relax and be at peace, not traveling as much. So I think after the year, I also focused a lot more on trying to become more healthy as a person, just exercising and doing all those kinds of things, and I think it helps. I can see it quite clearly. Like the first month of this year, my results started climbing again, and then last month when I was traveling to all these events and stuff, then it went well, but I didn't really feel that good. So physical and mental condition is obviously very important, and that's what I'm going to just focus on forward. Just try to be fit, healthy, and happy, and all that kind of all those kinds of things. And
so are you focusing quite heavily on what you eat, and as you said, you wanted to try to work out a little bit more and train? Is this like high importance then, these kind of smaller things?
I think it's important to me now, at least, because I'm not really good at doing those things. I'm kind of like the average pro gamer, very lazy. I prefer to sit inside and just play the game, just grind games. But yeah, I think it's really important to me right now. So
that's cool, because we all know you as a player. You're obviously very, very hardworking, and we know that throughout a lot of the last couple of years, you have been just playing 12 hours, and it's cool to get that different perspective. And I think that's kind of nice for a lot of people to hear that too, that you are focused on other aspects to improve yourself. So to follow up that question then, do you have any specific goals for yourself for this year then, 2014? Are you looking to dominate inside the World Championship Series here in Europe? Are you looking to travel maybe, go back to Korea again? What's overall your plan for this year?
I think I want to win a Premier tournament again. And besides that, I don't really have that many goals. I want to visit Korea again sometime as well. Maybe not actually live there, but just go there and practice, kind of like a holiday vacation, but also practicing, something like that. Besides that, I don't really have that many goals, besides the physical and all the improvement goals that I have for myself, I guess.
You say you would like to win a Premier tournament. Obviously, this interview is going on for quite a while, so we'll just keep going anyway. It's the end of the show, it doesn't matter. In 2013, no foreigners were able to win any. Do you think that in 2014 that could be changed?
It comes down to chance. The likelihood on average is quite low, but that's purely down to luck, I think.
Fair play.
I think there's
Maybe in another universe or something. I don't know.
I think the Premier League's a fine spot for that to happen.
Yeah.
For
I
a
think
lot
so
of
as well.
players. I mean, the big international tournaments, which is open bracket, where you have a lot of traveling people and people from each regions, I think that's more difficult. But Premier League's definitely got to be a focal point for a lot of the players like yourself, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. We have so many good foreigners right now in the top. I feel like it's leveled out a bit more. So I think there are quite a few foreigners right now that have good chances of taking series off of Koreans. So it's going to come down to a little bit of luck, of course, but I think it's possible for foreigners to win something this year.
All right. Well, any more questions, Sean?
Not really. No, if you want to do the
of
shout-outs
course.
and stuff.
Yeah,
for
if you'd, Snute, do you have any last shout-outs to give to your fans or friends or family or anybody?
Thanks to everyone who's been cheering for me, as usual. I also want to express that I'm really happy about the new teammates for Liquid, Mana and Bunny. It's really nice to have them on the team. The chat is a lot more active, and we are practicing quite a lot with each other. So it's really nice to have those two on board, and that's of course possible thanks to our new head sponsor, HyperX. So just want to thank them, and of course thanks to our other sponsors as well, Razer, Twitch, Barracuda, Need for Seat, and Shiny Things. So yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Thanks for taking your time, a couple of extra longer minutes than we expected to do this interview with us. And once again, congratulations, and see you in Germany soon enough.
Yep.
Bye.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right. Well, that was Snute. That was a longer one. But,
Yeah,
I mean, why not? Why not? End of the day.
I got some good questions in there, I think, towards the end to talk about himself.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that he's looking a lot brighter and hoping to do much better this year.
All right. Well, guys, that does it for today here at WCS Europe. It's been a pleasure bringing you these games. A lot of people, including ourselves, anticipated this going on a little bit longer. But
Yeah.
there you go. That is done.
And, of course, we'll be here with the last day of the round of 32 on Thursday before we wrap things up and be moving on to the round of 16. And it is time to see if a long-term rival of MVP can make his way through to the round of 16 where they could face off. It is, of course, MMA will be playing in Group H alongside Welmu, who is absolutely a fantastic Protoss player. I love seeing him play.
Yeah.
And then we have Starbuck, who made a big name for himself throughout the last couple of seasons in Europe last year, and a player that we haven't really seen in a long time, who's made it back and is in Premier League. It's Night End.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Night End's going to fare as well. But that does it for us, guys. Make sure to tune in on Thursday, same time. But also, in 2 hours' time, there is WCS America going on with Hero, Top, Shigua, and Hook. So make sure to tune into that as well. For now, that does it for us, and we'll see you next time.